Hey there, welcome to Authentically Raw. I'm your host, Jamie Berris. Today is a celebration. I am celebrating episode 50, 2 months of podcasting and 2,200 downloads so far. And guess what? I am going to talk about success today because I feel that we keep track more of everything that we didn't do or not enough of, what we haven't, what we've been procrastinating on, and we never stop to really record and celebrate all of the successes, all of the mini wins that we do all the time. So that is what we're going to talk about today. And why do we want to start celebrating more of our successes? I think my biggest reason is momentum. It's to keep going because it's one step at a time. Because as much as we do sometimes celebrate our successes, I feel we are so focused on everything that we either fail at or we come short with, we don't measure up to, we haven't done this, I haven't checked that off my list, or, it could be anything. I don't get enough sleep, I don't get enough exercise. In my instance, I keep walking by and I haven't taken the 3 bags of clothes to Mel Trotter that have been sitting by the door for the last week. But you know what? The bigger success is I finally cleaned out some closets, right? So I think when we start to focus on our strengths instead of our weakness, we can use that momentum, and it helps us to keep just celebrating our successes and our wins throughout the day, because isn't just having a good attitude a success? I even start to think about all the areas of your life, just all the little successes. What if every day, once a week, once a month, something, you sat down with pen and paper and just wrote down a few successes of how good you would feel and how much that would motivate you to keep putting one foot in front of the other. And I started thinking of all the different areas, whether it's professionally, personally, relationally, spiritually, or whatever. So what about, say in your personal life, just with you? Are you investing in yourself? Just the little things of self-care. Did you seek balance this week? Did you say yes when you wanted to say yes and no when you wanted to say no? That's huge, because for me, that can be a hard thing, just the saying yes and saying no. I can slip into people-pleasing mode quite often. So when I stick true to my gut, that is a huge success and a win for me. It's the tiny little things. Did I spend time doing something for myself? Did I make good choices this week? Did I get enough rest? Did I get enough exercise? Did I eat healthy? All these personal things that just to go through. And no, it's not about seeking perfection, because that will just make us feel like failures, because it's a impossible target. But we have to stop and just congratulate ourselves for all of our successes on a daily basis. Did you laugh a lot? Did you have some fun? I think of our relationships. Did you do something that made you feel connected to other people this week? Did you support someone? Did you receive support from someone? Maybe you followed through on something that you said you would do. Or I think about this in families a lot. Were you patient? Were you a good listener? Were you interrupting and giving all kinds of, commands and directions? Or even, were you not snarky? Did you keep your tone of voice polite? Because I know in families that we can get kind of snarky and we can have that tone and be condescending. I hear it in my family. I hear it with my kids. And it just takes a little like, hey, do you talk to your friends like that? Or is it just me? And, we can laugh, but it's a success, I think, to keep check and have awareness on these things. But even professionally, I think of just even, it doesn't even have to be if you're starting out in a career or you're, heading towards retirement. Wherever you are, think of what you learn each week. And are you living up to your potential? That is a success if you are. Are you able to regroup? Are you able to learn and do different? Are you able to work well with other people? Do you take risks? Do you keep getting back up? Do you see failure as learning opportunities? Or, do you see it as a sign of weakness and you should just stop? Because all of those things just even taking time off or going for vacation. These are successes. This is ways that we are investing in ourselves. And maybe it's even spiritually. Have you found time to journal, meditate, pray, whatever it is that you do to feel spiritually connected? But again, it is focusing on our strengths, everything that we are doing well, and it's based on who we are. And I think a lot of times what can pull us backwards from not celebrating our own successes and certainly not recognizing our successes and congratulating ourselves is comparison. And with comparison, it is, looking at other people and truly just overestimating their abilities. It doesn't matter if you're a parent of young kids or your kids are, grown and flown, they're adults. It's, my kids aren't as well behaved, or they didn't get into this college, or it's all, if they are high achieving, then I feel like a success as a parent. If they, did everything in the right order that, either I think or society thinks, then I guess I've been a successful parent. What about, have you raised a kind and considerate human? Are you raising honest, trustworthy, and respectful humans, or have you already? But with a comparison, you can celebrate your success that, hey, I went for a walk today. Or you can compare yourself. Well, I only walked and, my BFF, she runs 12 miles every day. What is that going to do? It's not motivating. And, possibly even in your relationships. Oh, well, I don't spend enough time with my family because you're comparing to someone else that spends, so much time. Or maybe the other person, they just juggle everything effortlessly. And so they're more successful, wah. The thing is they aren't the overnight success. Besides, it's based on what do you think success is? Because obviously, if you're not a podcaster, you could care less that I made it to 50 episodes. I'm celebrating that. That is nothing to do with you and no interest. So again, it's nothing to compare on. It's a personal success. And those are the things that we really need to pay attention to. We need to be aware in the moment, even if it's keeping our patience or, with the way we handle a situation. Did we handle it successfully? And I think it's maybe a good idea, I've been thinking about this, is just throughout the day, how we, are always told to be more appreciative, our gratitude lists, and be more thankful and write these things down. Why not going through and just before you go to bed or the same time you do your grateful list is, what are those little successes? What are those little wins? How did I show up today? Who was I today? And last but not least, who have you celebrated today? Whose successes and wins have you acknowledged today and just showed your appreciation for, or your excitement, or who have you empowered today? Because when we do that for others, we are also doing it for ourselves. As always, I'm rooting for you. Be real, be raw, be authentic. Thank you so much for being here as we kick off this podcast together. I really appreciate you joining me on this journey because I'm well aware you could be doing or listening to anything right now. Hey, if you enjoy the Authentically Raw content, please support the show by following, rating, and reviewing on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen. You can also follow me on social media for daily inspiration. Head over to my website, jamieberris.com, to sign up for weekly transformation tips. Or if you're interested in coaching, I currently have 3 openings for one-on-one coaching. If you're looking for an empowering community, we'd love for you to join us in the Transformation Tribe, our group coaching membership. More info available on my website under the Life Coaching and Membership tabs. One last thing, I'm rooting for you. Be real, be raw, be authentic.